debris from this, but this is something that we'll also be keeping a very close eye on. And do want to note, I know we have a tornado warning that's in effect right now for part of our area, but there is another big part of our area that is under a severe thunderstorm warning, and there could be some very strong and gusty winds from Polk County right now through Haralson County, and that's all pushing to the east. Already in the Dallas area and in parts of Cobb County, we have had some wind damage from this first line of storms, when I widen the view out here, that has pushed through and is now, as you can see, making its way off to the east here and getting through East Atlanta. So there's just so much going on. In fact, when you look closely here, I'll zoom in a little bit tighter, you can see what's called an outflow boundary right down in here coming down out of this cell. So this is just a real impressive looking cell that's moving through the eastern part of Atlanta, and right on its heels is this next one producing severe thunderstorm and tornado warnings as it moves in from Alabama into West Georgia.
I mean, look how massive in size this, look how big this warning is and how big this storm is. And then this is the one, we even had one move through not that long ago over Atlanta. So this was the first one that moved through, still has a lot of lightning with it, very heavy rainfall with it. This just moved through the city, and now just behind it, we're going to see another massive storm system with torrential downpours, gusty winds, and lots of lightning, and the potential of rotation, even a tornado right now in Cleburne County, which is why we have that warning until 2 o'clock Central Time. Again, 2 o'clock Central Time, 3 o'clock Eastern Time. Alabama is in the central time zone. That's why the times are a little confusing. Once this moves out of Alabama into Georgia, then the times will be in Eastern time. But this is not what you want to see, especially when yesterday we had 1 to 3 up to 5 inches of rain. We just had a big blob of rain over Atlanta. Again, a spot that had a ton of rain yesterday in Marietta and Paulding County, Dallas. And now we're getting another big blob moving in from Alabama. So it's just going to be a really wet and stormy day. With this rain, we also have strong gusty winds as well. So trees and power lines, power outages a concern. I was just getting a text from a coworker. He lost power, so he can't even do the things he needs to do at home. So this is going to have multiple effects on you as we head through the afternoon. One of the big ones, too, is driving. This is the kind of weather you do not want to go out in. If you have errands to run, if there's things you need to get done, I would put them off until tomorrow. The weather looks much better tomorrow. This is not what you want to be driving in. First of all, the rain is so heavy, it's very difficult to see. But secondly, I am expecting ponding on the roadways and on creeks and streams, and some flooding concerns, some flash flooding concerns. So it is going to be a big problem as you're driving through. This tornado warning for Cleburne County is going to head towards Abernathy, the actual tornado, that area of rotation, moving towards Abernathy at 1:48 Central Time. Then it moves into Georgia. So Jake at around 3:08. Then into Mount Zion at around 3:13. And this storm, we're definitely seeing signs of rotation. This isn't the largest tornado we've seen, Fred. We've seen some that are a lot bigger than this, but we're still seeing just that little rotation there. And it's just enough that it could produce a tornado. And if so, it could do it really quickly.
Right. And it's radar indicated tornado. So no confirmation that there is a tornado on the ground in Cleburne County and heading for the western part of Georgia. It is merely minutes away from getting to the Georgia-Alabama line. It would, if it continues on its current path, be in the very northern part of northwestern Carroll County or far southern Haralson County. And this is at the tail end of what is a very, very large thunderstorm that is causing potentially some wind damage already in parts of Haralson and Polk County. So we have this severe thunderstorm warning, which extends out into the Dallas area. So this is until 3 o'clock this afternoon. So unfortunately, we have to keep flipping back and forth between Central Daylight and Eastern Daylight Time, just to let you know, because of the changeover once you get into Alabama. But 3 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time from Villa Rica up to Dallas, that's about the extent of this severe thunderstorm warning. And a little bit farther to the southwest, almost within the severe thunderstorm warning, Jen, we have this tornado warning because of this hook echo and because of the rotation that we are seeing on the radar. It continues to show what we call a TVS, right? So a tornado vortex signature showing up on the radar from this, and that's why it is a warning for a tornado, because that is a strong sign that there is enough rotation that this cell is capable of producing a tornado as it moves to the east. So we're still finding that little couplet, as we call it, the red and the green, very close together, right in the middle of this tornado warning that is on your screen right now. and it is moving to the east. It's now just south of I-20, moving to the east. Again, this is just over the Georgia-Alabama line.
Yeah, and very close to it. And this is I-20. So just to get your bearings, I-20, this yellow line that divides Alabama and Georgia. So I know you've made that drive, maybe perhaps to Birmingham, and you know this route pretty easily, but that is where this possible tornado is. Let's zoom on in let's do some street level mapping. Not sure exactly how populated this area is, but if we can get a better idea of what roads, where this is, and it looks like near County Road 482. That is where the tornado is, literally right over County Road 482. So if you are near County Road 482, if you can get to County Road 482 just south of I-20 there along the Georgia state line in 10 minutes or less, you need to be in your safe spot right now. Cover your head, get on the lowest level of your home, away from any windows, any doors in an interior room, and stay safe until this passes. You saw what these tornadoes can do. Unfortunately, we had at least one yesterday, most likely two or three across Metro Atlanta yesterday. So I don't want to see more today. Unfortunately, it is possible, and we are unstable enough, and the environment is such that we could see additional tornadoes. But I really want as little damage as possible, and most importantly, lives to not be impacted by this. That is really our number one goal. So this is just south of Abernathy. This is Bell Mills, so just east of Bell Mills, just south of I-20, and this is about to cross the Georgia state line here very, very briefly here. So still over Alabama, but again, this is the Georgia state line, and this is in Cleburne County right now. This warning goes on for about another 15 minutes or so, and they have not extended it into Georgia yet. So we're going to wait and see if they do that, but we're still seeing some rotation here. So certainly I could see why they would. So we're going to watch and see if that happens here. And if so, then Bremen, along 78, along I-20, near Mount Zion, really you need to be aware of a possible tornado heading in your direction. But for now, this is still in Cleburne County, Alabama, where we do have a tornado warning until 2 o'clock. It's part of a massive storm system bringing torrential downpours from Alabama into Georgia. And this is just on the heels of another huge area of rain with heavy downpours and lots of lightning. So we're really getting pounded over and over again. And it looks like we're going to get another one tonight. So this is not going to be an easy day by any means. Once one of these passes, don't let your guard down. Don't let your guard down, because we have these waves of rain and these rounds of rain throughout the entire day today, even into the evening. So several rounds of rain is really going to create a problem. And the more we see, the more rain we get, the higher the flooding potential is going to be. And that's still a huge concern as these storms move in. This storm right here in Cleburne County, about to cross the state line very shortly. Now times are starting to update. All of these are in Eastern time because all of these cities are in Georgia. So this is heading towards Jake at 3:06, Mount Zion at 3:11, Bremen at 3:17, and then Temple at 3:30 as it makes its way into Georgia. Again, just a really, really complex, nasty storm system. And this is unfortunate that we're getting this 2 days in a row, Fred.
Yeah, back-to-back days. And one of the things that I was just looking at, Jen, as you were speaking about the tornado, was North Druid Hills area. Some reports of some water flowing down the street, some flooded out areas there. So flood warning now back on the Yellow River in East Lithonia. We're starting to see those creeks and rivers rise once again. A lot of them flooded yesterday with the 2 to 4 inches of rain that many people saw. And now we're getting some extremely heavy thunderstorms coming through again this afternoon. So we have the tornado warning for about another 13 minutes in far eastern Cleburne County, getting very close right now to the Georgia-Alabama line. This will shift from, just to give you a little bit of the inside scoop here, this will shift from the Birmingham National Weather Service office responsibility to Peachtree City, which is our Atlanta National Weather Service office responsibility, and they will be handing that off, and we will see if they continue this tornado warning. We are still seeing enough of a radar signature that it certainly is warranted at this point, but we will see if that hangs together. These have the tendency, and actually now as I look at it, the most recent scan does not indicate that what we call a TVS anymore from this cell, but it is still showing some rotation. Regardless, it has the potential to produce strong damaging winds as it moves into the northwestern part of Carroll County and southern Haralson County to the west of Bremen. And the big picture here, Jen, is
Ugh.
not a good looking one for the rest of the day, for the rest of the afternoon. Some of the areas that got very heavy rain yesterday just got some torrential downpours, like Marietta, where you saw 3 inches of rain yesterday. DeKalb, Peachtree picked up 3.5 inches of rain, and you just picked up another quick, probably inch of rain with the last storm that came through. And there are just a lot more showing up off to the west and moving in from the east. It looks like, Jen, at this point, they have now canceled that tornado warning.
Yes.
In eastern Cleveland.
Thank goodness. And let me show one more thing, and then we'll sign off here unless we see more severe weather. Zoom out a little bit to most of North Georgia. So yesterday when we were showing the rainfall totals and where we had the highest rainfall totals, it was this area right along here. So it was this chunk really from north of I-20, the metro. That is where we had some areas saw 3 to 5 inches of rain. You see it right there. So this is that chunk where we had the highest rainfall totals. And it was pretty significant compared to areas south and north of that. And now when you put the rain back on, Fred, look at where all the heavy rain is falling right now. It's all in those same areas. We had that first blob move through, and now we're seeing additional heavy rain in the exact same spots that we had heavy rain yesterday. Flash flood watch, that continues. Several flood warnings for area creeks and streams, so do not let your guard down yet. These nasty storms are heading to the Atlanta metro area. They'll be here in the next hour or so. We're going to have the very latest on CBS 46 starting at 4 o'clock, and we are updating you around the clock on CBS46.com and on our Facebook page, CBS 46. See you soon. That came quick. Well, but they're in Central Time.
Yeah, they're in Central Time.
That's
I
their
would buy
time.
on that hill that it has
So
to say.
they didn't like that?
I don't know if it was just something he caught, but we have to.
But it's their time.
I know.
Yeah.
So what we need to do is we
Or
should
put
just end,
Central Time and
well, yes, we
EDT.
just-
You guys were up, I put